Your girl is 31 today. 31.
Happy birthday, my daughter. And I pray that God will continue to bless you and then give you long life. You will live to see many, 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 many more birthdays. Even as where you are, I ask that you will continue to enjoy yourself and enjoy your birthday, enjoy your vacation, and may all your dreams come true. And may the Almighty God continue to bless you. Happy birthday, my daughter.
Thanks, mommy. 31 years young.
31.
31. So, tell me about me at 31, but I kind of want to do like things I've learned in my 20s type of vibe. I don't know. Me for that?
You age.
31.
Yes, that's just
But that's what I am. A 31. A 31. Alright, y'all. So let us get into the 20 lessons I've learned. Wait, no. Lessons I've learned in my 20s. I'll probably go on just to 10. So if you are new to the channel, this might be like the first video you're going to be seeing on the channel. It's a new one I'm starting, so that I can explore other type of like more lifestyle related content. So career, relationship, and I don't mean like just like romantic relationship, I mean like friendships, because I do have some good friendships as well, and family relationships, and like travel and learning how to make the best life for yourself, not what other people are putting out there. So for me, 10 lessons I've learned in my 20s. First thing is that you don't have to have it all figured out. That's the first thing. I wish I knew that earlier, because I put a lot of pressure on myself to have a lot of things figured out when I didn't need to be putting so much pressure on myself. I should have been using that time to explore more, take the risk, learn more as well. But I was so stuck on everything needs to be perfect. I need to have this all figured out. So that's made me have some stresses in my life that I didn't need to have at the time. So that is one. What's another one, I think? What's my first lesson? Lesson number 2. What you will learn, because you also recently, in your 30s to my friend.
so what? I must give.
Yeah, like you can share, like, you're not put up on camera, but you can share lessons from your 20s that you have learned.
Start investing.
Ooh, that's a big one. Okay, yes, definitely. I wish I knew about the opportunities to invest from them time there, because we didn't really start investing until we were like in our late 20s, like late 20s or so.
Yeah,
Like 28, 29.
I started during COVID.
Yeah, so like COVID time, that's when like all the knowledge and information was really out there. But yeah, like getting to be a bit more curious about what investing was and what that looked like. And I'm not talk about like Forex and them something there. I actually talk about you find stocks, you invest in them.
Stocks, mutual funds.
Yeah, whatever
Like
it is.
in high savings account.
Oh yeah,
like,
high savings account, like saving into that from early.
Yeah, so
Instead
it's
of
just-
putting your money in the bank and the bank not even like interest.
Yeah, so like a regular savings account, you don't get anything from it. It's just that it's there, and a lot of us, when we are not like educated on the whole like financing, saving, stuff like that, we just normally put money into a savings account and think,
Yep. It'll go good.
it'll go bill. But realistically, you're getting like 5 cents per month,
Yeah.
15 cents, whatever the case. That's nothing.
Nothing.
So
And they lend out your money with interest.
True.
That's the thing.
So it makes sense. You invest your
Yeah.
money into stocks, mutual funds. Even if you want to dabble into like, a little bit of crypto, whatever it is, just as you say, do your learning and research before making the decision. But you can always find high interest savings account. It's far better than your regular prime saving account where you get little interest. So that's
So
stuff
that
that you
is
can do.
number 2. Number 3, I guess I would say like don't let anybody rush your timeline. And this goes for like anybody, family, friends. So for us, So my husband and I have been married almost 2 years now. And you already know the questions that you get. Oh, kids, when you go have kids, blah, blah. And it's like, we have certain things, not saying that we want everything to be perfect and like, oh, we're wanting to own properties first before we have kids. But there are certain things that needed to be in place. We needed our immigration status to begin with in Canada to be good and solid right there. So, and then we can start, so in the near future, yeah, kids definitely are part of our goals. But yeah, don't let nobody rush your timeline. Fourth one, travel more. I wish I did travel more in my 20s, honestly, when I had less responsibilities. But not like so though. Like now that I'm 31, I started traveling after the pandemic is when we started, and it was like maybe a year ago, really.
No, we're pretty not.
We're very new. Like last year is when we started. You could say.
No. So
when we start,
I would change that whole part. We literally started pretty much like 2 years ago.
Yeah, sure, 2 years ago.
It's 2 years ago. So from our wedding, I can say.
You're counting when we went down for our friend's wedding as traveling.
Yeah.
Me not count that.
No, but we start. That's like our first trip as a couple.
Yeah, but all right, fine. 2 years.
It's
2
been
years.
it's been like 2 years. We start then.
I am not counting it because that was a trip to go to a friend's wedding and doing our engagement shoot thing, and not like actual travel. Because we went to Jamaica and never even the tourist stuff. So that's another thing. If I was to go back to Jamaica, that would be like a bucket list item. I want to go and travel and be a tourist in Jamaica. I've lived there pretty much all my life, but there are a lot of places where I'm hearing about them from tourists. Like, why wanna know more about Jamaica than me? That not add up. So we need to be tourists in Jamaica too. A lot of us, when we go down, we usually go down to see family and friends, but we're not really like indulging in leisure that much. Or our version of leisure is like, oh, I mean, just go to the beach or go to a river, but we have so many parishes that so many of us didn't even like explore. I would love to, like, for example, go to Portland, and I want to try out for them food scene because I'm a foodie. I love a good foodie scene, and them have only nice seafood. Well, look for me because I have like this big obsession with seafood. Love seafood. But yeah, traveling more in my 20s for sure is something I would have done. And it doesn't have to be any, like, I think what happened is when I always thought of the concept of traveling, I always thought it had to be like something so lavish, like you have to go, I don't know, like Europe or other countries that are a bit more expensive. But you can start small and actually building up a travel fund. So the same way how you have an emergency savings account, you can have a travel like sinking fund, so that when you want to travel, that's where the money comes from. You don't have to be like wondering where the money is going to come from to the travel. So that's the fourth thing, which brings me to the fifth thing, building up an emergency fund from earlier. Yeah, enough said.
That's different from your savings.
Yeah, very different from your savings
money.
And investing. Like, emergency fund is for like, if one of you lose your job, you have money can, be paid the necessary bills. If you have a medical reason for why you need to be off. For people who are like, thinking about having kids, you never know what your pregnancy is gonna be like, for example. So it's like, if you have money that if you need to take time off work earlier than you expected, you can at least do that. One person can go off from work for a bit. What else? Good. And then what else? Yeah, we already did it. Yeah.
Alright, gracias.
Gracias. Okay, so number 6. This kind of ties into the first one that I mentioned, which was like, I don't have to have everything figured out. Instead of like pressuring myself in my 20s to have myself all figured out, it was using that time when I was young and the brain kind of a little bit more fresh to adapt and learn new skills that I could leverage later on in life. So whether that's for work purposes, if entrepreneurship is something I'm interested in, which I've kind of aim right now, but like using the 20s where I am more like open to learning new things to actually do that. So whether it's a new course, there are a lot of free courses out there right now. AI is a big thing. As much as I have my own feelings about it, I think that it would be beneficial for me to at least be knowledgeable about different AI features that some of the tools that I use has, so I can continue to be valuable, whether it's in my 9 to 5 or if I want to have a business. I am learning how to utilize it to, you know, optimize my business processes or whatever the case might be. So that's number 6. And number 7 is being more curious, or not even curious, but I would say like depending on the life that I want, being aware of different incentives and programs and opportunities that are out there that can help me get to that goal. So if I know that travel is something I want to do, okay, what are the benefits for like credit cards or air miles, like understanding what that is so I can leverage it like sooner. Because I did a lot of traveling at one point in my life when I like lived with my parents, and I don't think we really took advantage of stuff like air miles and them something there, you know. So like stuff like that, but not just for travel, but also like cash back. You have credit cards even that based on how much you spend, you can eventually use the points to buy like whole groceries and stuff like that. So if you're in Canada, you know about like PC Optimum. You have stuff like, if you're a Costco member, then probably have little benefits here and there. With credit cards, depending on the ones that you have, some of them will give you like better points for like when you make purchases, so you can eventually use them to buy flights instead of using your own money. And like little benefits to like airport lounge access and them little something there that just makes the travel experience a bit better. Because to be honest with y'all, as someone who has moved all over the place, I don't really like being in the air. Like I don't mind traveling, but it's the plane part, like being in the plane for so long will like really, I think, didn't allow me to be that interested in traveling earlier on as well. But also it's just like as you're getting older, you just want more convenience with certain things. So where you stay, your accommodation is going to matter more to you versus when you were younger. I have never done a hostel. I don't think I would ever want to do it, and I'm in my 30s right now. I mean, I really feel like I want even double in at that. I hear too much horror stories with hostels and whatever. Put me in a secure hotel or Airbnb situation, please and thank you. But yeah, may I go just share the 7 with Uno? Uno can give me the other 3. If you are like me, even if you're in your late 20s, if you would like to share things that you have learned in your early 20s, whether it was lessons or things you wish you knew that you learned a bit like later on in life, let me know in the comment section below, y'all. But yeah, what else? I think that's it. So spending my birthday to just like slow down, I guess you could say. Trying to take the advice of my husband to relax more, so not be so jumpy to move from one thing to the next, but like, you know, just trying.
Busy bee.
Yeah, busy bee. I'm a busy bee, and I think for this year I want to work on how to be less busy. So I want to work smarter, not harder. I think I have built enough foundation on my other platforms as a content creator that I want to leverage for other opportunities. I want to be able to, you know, do like speaking engagements, facilitate workshops and stuff like that. And I know I haven't really shared that much about who I am in this video because I'm so used to just talking to my camera because I have another page already. But for anyone who is interested in learning more, I guess just subscribe to the channel. I'm just a girl who is on her journey to making the best life for herself. My hope for this channel is for it to just be like, you could say like a diary into my life. I think one of the regrets I have when I started as a content creator, because I do have another channel called Charismatic TV, and when I started that, the intention was never to be a content creator. I made a channel because I got tired of people asking me the same questions over and over about moving to Canada as an international student, and eventually I just got wrapped up into the content creation world, and eventually that transitioned to me focusing more on like culture and food experiences. So that's what you can find on like my other socials, and like Creole languages is something I've dabbled into exploring a bit more, which I need to get back into as well. But yeah, if you are interested in like being a part of this space and seeing what comes about it, subscribe to the channel. I know some of the things I want to explore for sure is like career, in the middle of thinking of a career switch, for example, and I kind of want to document that. I had an experience not too long ago where I got laid off from my very first big girl job in marketing, and that was like a traumatizing experience, and I want people to like kind of learn from my experience how they can cope better with it, because I wasn't really the best at coping with it. I mentioned like relationships when it comes on to like family and friends. That is something that I want to explore more on this channel as well, because I have noticed that there are a lot of lonely people out there, and friends, like having really good friends is something that some of us take for granted, but to really have people in your corner to like support you and just be there when you need them is like super priceless. And I'm speaking based off like an experience that both of us even had, like encountering with someone, and you could just really see that like, man, like loneliness is really a epidemic that's affecting a lot of people, especially in the big cities, and people need friends. You can't do this life by yourself. I don't care what nobody says, whether they say they're a loner or what. You need friends. You need people that you can count on, and no one is truly ever able to do life on their own. So that's one thing. And then motherhood is something that I am hoping will be in my future soon. So I want to also explore that journey, what that looks like, as well as a small body woman, and what my experience will be like, because I don't really see a lot of, when it comes on to like talks about like pregnancy journey, there are only a few people who like really talk about it in the realest way. I think it's very like glamorized. You see the baby bump and it's like, oh, it's such a beautiful journey, but then you talk to people in real life and they're like, girl, my pregnancy journey was a struggle, and if I could do it again and I went through this, maybe I wouldn't want to have a child again because of this experience. Like, it's just so much to it that many women are slowly talking about more, but mainly on like TikTok and Instagram. But I want to create a space also for long form where mothers can talk about their experience as well. But yeah, that's it in a gist, in a nutshell, and I hope y'all stick around. So welcome to the channel, I guess, and happy birthday to me. Bye.